Hi, everyone. Welcome to our market update. My name is Vinnie. I know we're like 20 minutes late, but hopefully you're still here. Life happens, things happen, and
Very true, very true. And when you're traveling places, you can never anticipate when there'll be three accidents on the freeway and you're trying to head to a destination. And sorry about that. That's my fault, Vinny, for those traffic things. I mean, I didn't cause the accidents, but I was a victim of driving in them.
uh, so things happen, and it's trying to find out. I'm trying to pull this into real estate, how things play out, right? So we've slowly seen interest rates go down a little bit. How are rates looking right now, David?
It's like earlier in the week when we ended, where when we started the week, we were way better, but we still ended the week relatively really good, which if you think back when the war first started, we jumped up to average like 6.375, 6.5, APR at an eighth on all the interest rates. And if you go to that Mortgage News Daily, I know we reference this site because it actually is a credible, realistic site. But we ended today, the week, 30-year fixed for conforming loan amounts, 6.125, APR at a quarter or an eighth. So overall, we ended pretty good. And then once again, we dipped back down on your FHA and VA, back down to 5.5 to 5.6%. And for borrowers that had really good credit, you could get down to 5.375. Once again, with all those rates, add an APR of an eighth just to the rate, just to do our disclosures. But overall, it's not as bad as it was, Vinny. And I can't say there's a turning point because I personal opinion, I still think things are going to get uglier over there, and I don't think the worst is past yet. But overall, it's like it looked like what the market needed was it to come down a little bit, and we did finally get it. And the stock market's on fire right now. If you start looking at S&P at a high point, and the stock market is rallying, which is interesting because the data is really overall not that good.
Yeah, I still have hope, and I've said this before, and I'm going to share the platform we talked about with Market News Daily. I still have hope that rates are going to go down a little bit as long as nothing too crazy happens in Iran. That we're going to see better rates next year, next month when we get the new Fed chair. The summertime, I
Woo!
still think that we're going to actually see pricing going up once this happens. The interesting thing is we finally got above 5,000 in the last couple of weeks. And we usually see that uptick, right, in around February timeframe. So it's kind of interesting that it's taking so long to get there, but we are kind of moving in the range. So I just looked at it about 2 days ago, and we were at 5,000 or 5,100, I think it was. Now we're at 5,250, right? So we're slowly getting more inventory. So if the inventory keeps trickling up, right, and I know David had that prediction last year that he thought we'd get to 7, right?
Yeah, I was
But
wrong
if
on that,
rates
unfortunately.
stay
I was wrong. I was wrong.
but if rates stay where they're sitting right now, and we do, I mean, get up to 7 during the summertime, we could see a downward tick to the pricing, which I don't think that's gonna happen. I still think rates of values are gonna go up, but that's something to think about.
Vinny, I'm going to mention something. So, for those of you who don't know this, Vinny and myself are both on social media.
Yes.
Um, and on one of the recent posts that I did myself, a guy commented something and he said, "You real estate people say prices only go up because you don't remember 2008." And I replied to the guy and I said, "Real estate market goes up and down. The
Yeah.
reality of it is, if you're buying real estate and you're holding for the long term, you're going to win. If you're trying to price the market right now with all this chaos going on, I'm sorry, I'm not smart enough to price the market. I don't know if Vinny is. I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. But you
You,
can't really price the market. You gotta look at it as, does it make sense for you to buy right now? And if it does, you can go ahead and do it because, even if we get a downturn, which I'm going to go on the record here, not going to be the news everybody wants to hear. I would love to see real estate prices drop 10%,
if you're
but
if you're waiting for so the thing you got to think about, right? You're like David said, you're not going to time the market. You just got to take advantage of the market that you're in, right? People have been talking about the downturn was going to happen basically in 2020, right?
Oh, well,
Went
if
up.
you go back to 2016, we had the talk. Then you had to talk in 2020 over COVID. And
And
man,
honestly, I thought COVID was going to be the thing that was going to turn us downturn. I did. I mean, and then COVID went up because rates went down,
it went up
right?
like 30, 40% during COVID. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. So the values have been trickling up. We've had the ebb and flows. When we went to 8%, I mean, we dropped. The rates dropped. I mean, we actually went to 3 to 5. The values dropped. We went to 5 to 8. The values dropped. I mean, we've had these little dips over the last couple of years, but the thing that happens is we've gone up every single year. I mean, it goes down, it goes up. So we've had this little ebb and flows. The biggest thing is going to be is what's going to happen during the summer months. And because the values have gone up so much, people have so much equity, right? And they're not doing the adjustables, right? And we've gone over the foreclosure numbers. There's not enough foreclosures to really make things happen.
Do
And
anything.
and other areas, they're worse than we are with timeframes on the market and things like that, right? So we're kind of lucky in a sense, however you look at it, that we have enough land, right, that we have, and that's why the density levels are getting tighter. I mean, more and more, right, to allow you because more condos, townhomes. But if you have a single family home, it's hard to think that you're going to have a massive drop to your value in San Diego.
You know that's San Diego is market specific, because if you look at other areas like in Florida, for example, values are
Yeah.
going down. Florida is actually tanking, and that's very odd because San Diego is very expensive. Excuse me, taxes are very high. But like Vinny just said, if you're buying a house here over the long term, look around. Are they building new houses everywhere? Or everywhere you look, are they building condos? Everywhere you drive around, just start noticing ADU, condo, 3 units, 4 units, 10 units. I mean,
We don't
I
have the
see it
land.
everywhere.
We don't have the
Well,
land. I mean,
that's the thing. More people are moving here, Vinny, and not as many are leaving. So it's like your SFRs are going to be way more valuable in the future. So if you're willing to sacrifice short term for long term gains, buy a SFR. That's a
yeah.
single family residence.
I mean, the value condos. I can't say as much for the condo market.
That's a little harder. It's a harder
Yeah,
market.
that's going to be harder. That's going to be a lot harder to predict of what's going to happen there, just because of the density levels. And we're going to
I mean,
probably
look at Mission Valley, Vinny. Look at all the condos being built in Mission Valley right now, behind the east of the stadium, the SDSU stadium. Look at the large concentration of condos being built, and then look at the large concentration being built right next to the 8 West. Massive.
Thank you for all the comments coming through right now. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, so yes, like David talked about, know your situation, know what you're looking to do. I mean, we've had some clients right now where we're basically getting below list offer. I mean, below list offers accepted, plus we're getting credits on the property too, right? So they're buying on the rate. So it's really on the person's situation, right? So understand what the monthly payments look like to you. How much would you be paying for rent now? How much do you project to pay for rent in 5 years from now?
And you know what, Vinny, why don't you mention that conversation me and you had earlier about the new build construction? Just mention what me and you talked about so people get an idea of that.
Oh, yeah. So new construction, right? So if you're looking for a property, maybe new construction, because what's happening for these builders, right? That they're really want your business, and so they have a lender that's
Really want
based.
your
Yeah, they
business.
really want it. So they have a lender that's basically doing the loans for all the units in the complex. So their margins are a lot lower. So they could basically give you incentives to actually purchase the property. So if you're getting, let's say, a 6% or a 5.8 or something like that from your current lender, they might be willing to offer you, high fours.
That
Right?
I've seen it, Vinny, that those new constructions are giving away the smoking best deals because their lenders are basically the builders hurting so bad, the lenders are just getting bled out. And if you want a great deal on a loan, and I'm a lender and I'm losing business by telling you this, go get your loan from the builder and do the new construction. It's smoking
Yeah.
deal.
And for the most part, they're going to pay your realtor's fees, right? So
As long as
go
they do that co-op, better be
yeah,
careful
but
with that.
you have
Mention
to bring
some
your
guy.
realtor to the first time that you go to a new construction. You got to bring your realtor. If you don't have a realtor, you're in San Diego, Southern California, feel free to give me a call. I'd love to help you out. 858-345-7829, and the information is in the show notes. But yeah, we be there for the first time. We can help negotiate basically the terms and help you out there. But give us a call. Any kind of questions you might have. The market's going to be changing a lot. We're here to help. And hey, we're not one of those people that say it's now always the time to buy or always the time to sell. It's just
You know
on
what?
your
I'm going to
situation.
say always the time to do, Vinny. Always time to be healthy.
There we go. All right.
Damn.
See you guys.